as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's a Yinzer legend. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us every single week on Thursdays, Coach Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, Coach!
You look awesome.
Wow.
Holy hell. This is, yeah.
Thank you. No, it's great to be on, Pat. I missed you guys.
Hey,
go ahead.
You look, did you know this is how he was going to look? I am so sorry. I'm so jacked up. I had no idea you were going to look this cool. The backdrop, awesome, beautiful. Super Bowl championship. The hat, the button down, kind of the loose casual.
Coach.
With the night photo in the back. Coach, you look awesome. We want to let you know that, and we appreciate the hell out of you.
Okay, I mean, I don't even know what to say. What the hell was you expect me to look like, AJ? Help me out.
You got a great camera setup. I think your production value is very high. You look great, Coach.
You look amazing.
Oh, thank you. Well, I got a lot of people give credit to there. Obviously, my wife Jessica took care of me behind me, so I'm in good hands.
Great artist. We've been in there before. An incredible artist. We appreciate you joining us. Today's a great day to have you on, obviously. Dallas Cowboys opening up the NFL season tonight, taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. You obviously understand that rivalry. You understand that NFC East better than anybody that would be talking into a microphone at this point. What are the emotions of this evening, and how much do you think Shoddy and the Dallas Cowboys are drawing on how much everybody has kind of counted them out since the Micah Parsons trade?
Oh, I think they're enjoying it, clearly. I think just like anything, this is a huge division game. It's a rival game. I guarantee you everybody in that locker room is expected to go out there and win tonight. So I'm looking for a super competitive game. I know they're excited about it. You know, obviously last year, the way the two games went, the outcome of last year's two games. But, yeah, this is going to be a hell of a football game. I'm excited to watch it.
If you're Shoddy, are you thankful for everything that has happened during your short tenure thus far? Obviously, trading away Micah has created a lot of noise around the team. A lot of people saying it's the dumbest franchise. A lot of people saying they have no chance. A lot of people kind of burying them. If you're Shoddy, do you like that as a coach, that you can draw from it? Or what are your thoughts on having that be the start of your coaching career in Dallas with all the chaos that kind of took place outside?
I think the thing for Brian is he understands it. I mean, there's always two components that you learn when you work there, and the pure football part of it's excellent. I mean, there's so much to love about this Dallas Cowboy football team, and I know he realizes that. So, and when you just keep it about football, there's, like I said, this is a very good football team, a very young football team, and and this is always a great game. Philadelphia and Dallas. So I think you just got to keep it more about that. Now, all the other stuff that goes on, that's part of the environment there. That's part of the content-driven business that Jerry's the master of. And you just got to learn to separate that. And personally, it took me a couple years, and frankly, it was a conversation that I had with Jerry. I think it was after it was about 2022, where just everything we talk about right here, that's what counts, and all the other stuff is business. And I think when you realize that, and I think the players there now realize that too, the current players, because this is a hell of a locker room. I'm really high on these guys. I know we've talked about these guys during the draft, the draft visit, but I think this is a young, ascending football team.
Another new OC for Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. Obviously, when they have a lot of success, those OCs are going to go and be head coaches. Kellen Moore, being the most recent one who you were with for some time. But what do you expect for Jalen to kind of struggle and go through early on in the game, if he struggles at all with the new offense? And do you see them just continuing to kind of lean on Saquon in the O-line and no point to change what they have done, the past 2 years?
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if there's any struggle from a systematic approach. I mean, the first OC is still there, Nick. I think Nick's done a great job, not only the overall football team, but keeping the formula for success intact. I mean, they definitely played to their strengths. I mean, ground and pound and control that clock, and they got a dynamic offensive perimeter group that can play with anybody. So I think that, the operational part of it will be seamless. The biggest thing in my experience is September football. The things I'll be watching for is, just the fundamentals, the time clocks, the timing, the combination blocks, the pad level and footwork and those types of things. And that's for both teams. But I would think Jalen would just, I'd be surprised if they don't kind of pick up where they left off, and, hopefully they've had a good camp. But, I don't think the OC change is going to be huge, in my opinion.
As we wrap up for tonight's game and move on to other NFL stories, we'd be remiss if we didn't ask you about the entire Micah situation. Obviously, we assume you have a different view or perspective on this as somebody that was literally in the building in a very prominent role and have a relationship with Jerry Jones. As you're watching this from outside in and kind of all unfold, what are your thoughts, especially with the release of the documentary where a lot of people are learning that Jerry is the consummate businessman and promoter and kind of learning his ways while all this is taking place in the news? What were your thoughts on it as former coach there?
Well, I mean, honestly, personally, I try to get as far away from football as I possibly could since my time ended there in Dallas, and was able to accomplish that for the most part, as far as much as what people would allow me, and just the quality time that I've had with my family is something I've never had before. But I will say this: I did have an opportunity to meet with Jerry in June before we moved back. The family moved back to Green Bay. And, one of the first things we talked about, just the off-season program, how excited he was about the draft class. And he talked about Micah. I mean, he was excited that, he felt that him and Micah had a deal and in his future. And, and he's earned that. And I think we all recognized, the impact and, the performance from a performance perspective. Micah Parsons earned his contract. I mean, there's no question about that. So, I mean, that was my position on, I'm going to say early June. So I just, and obviously being there, I mean, this is a contract, from a cap management standpoint, you're talking about the last 2 years. I mean, then, you got Dak, you got CD, and now you got Micah. So, I mean, these contracts obviously affect your approach or outlook on other contracts.
To hypothetically put you in Steelers offensive coordinator Artie Smith's shoes. They have a young O-line. They have a young running back. They have talented tight ends, and obviously DK on the outside. If you were the offensive coordinator in week one, how would you handle this offense with Aaron, and what does he do for a young offensive line in particular?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, with Aaron, playing with new members of an offense is just getting the rhythm of it. I mean, you're talking about a cadence. It's probably one of the best weapons in offensive football that I've been around. I mean, he regularly used, 9 cadence variations in our time together. And, I just think the fact that you're able to use that. So, I mean, how much of that are we going to do is where I'm going with this. So just get into a rhythm, get these guys started, get them off on the right foot. I'm excited about Pittsburgh because, lifetime Steeler fan. I can openly root for them this year. And I'm excited to see Aaron, in the black and gold too. And I like their formula, I love what Mike Tomlin stands for. I think, trust your tradition. This team's been about defense since the 70s. So, I mean, I think they got an outstanding defense, play to that. And, you're going to be in every football game. And I guarantee you there's no one that's run more 2-minute drills than Aaron Rodgers. So I think they have a really nice formula to be successful.
Going to be cagey affairs. The Cardiac Steelers back for another game, another season. They spent a lot of money on a lot of people, seemingly going all in. Hopefully Cam Hayward is a part of the entire thing. Also Chris Boswell. They have a couple things that have kind of been lingering overhead business-wise. But if they put that team on the field and everybody's there, very evident that they're trying to make a run this year. Steelers fans are pumped. But if it goes south, Coach, you know how Pittsburgh is. Go ahead, AJ.
Yeah, Coach, you mentioned Aaron's cadence, and just makes you think, like, what – you've been around some great quarterbacks, obviously, in your time. What does he do that separates himself from other people? I've seen it firsthand. I know defenses, it drives him crazy. But, like, what is he doing? How is he using inflection of his voice? How is he different than other quarterbacks, maybe?
Well, great as far as the variation, but the self-scout. I think all the way back to the early years. I mean, obviously, we built that over time. But, his ability to self-scout throughout the season, being totally on top of, Chicago week 1, Chicago week 12. So I think just because, obviously since they put the microphones on the center and guards, I mean, there's the audio out there, everybody's aware of it. But I think just being on, the variations is one thing, but the percentage of the variations and more importantly, the timing, young defensive end in the game. Okay, great time to, go double count, those types of things. So I just think his experience is top of the line. Been around a lot of great quarterbacks. I think his application of information at the line of scrimmage is as good as anybody that's ever played the game. I mean, his ability to absorb information. There's times, and you've been there, AJ. He's almost on the sideline of the other team because he's over there listening to the defense coordinator talk to the players, and he's acting like he's over there BSing. So, his ability to gain information during the course of the game and apply it, and I always thought was very unique.
Something we definitely haven't talked about that we need to be talking about, and that's because you studied night and day yesterday to come up with your top 5 players of the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys rivalry.
That's a great call, actually. I was almost going to maybe not do it just because it was so much pressure. So much pressure.
It is a lot.
How do you pick your top 5 favorite players that played for the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys? Just in the history of the teams, your top 5 favorite players combined. It was not easy. It's a lot of pressure. We don't do a lot of lists, but to kick off the season, the greatest season the NFL is ever going to have, I couldn't help but pay tribute to guys that have donned these uniforms, put on these helmets, and built this rivalry and these franchises to what they are today.
Hell yeah.
Let's start with number 5, Jason Kelce. Now, listen, Jason Kelce's the youngest guy that's going to be on this list. I think it was all retired players. It's not active players. He's recently retired. We love Jason Kelce.
Yeah.
Guy slams beers. Obviously, he's representing football in a huge way. Number 4, top 5 favorite players, Randall Cunningham.
Oh, hell yeah.
Listen, Randall Cunningham, obviously, let's go through the stats here. He's a college football Hall of Famer. He's a 4-time All-Pro. Threw for 207 touchdowns. Had 35 rushing touchdowns. And, at one point in his career, had a 91-yard punt down there at the Meadowlands.
Huge.
3rd longest punt in NFL history. Backed up, got to get it off. Randall Cunningham says, don't worry about it. When it comes to Eagles and Cowboys, Michael Irvin.
Yeah.
The playmaker, absolute dog. Obviously, on the field, there's highlights galore. All the way back to his draft night where he was told the Green Bay Packers were going to draft him out of Miami. And he said, I'm not going to. Just because he didn't want to go up there, told them he'd go back to school and he would not go there, kind of force his way to the Dallas Cowboys. Throughout the documentary of Jerry Jones' business life and the Dallas Cowboys build as a whole, Michael Irvin's really a superstar in there. Because not only on the field was he tearing it up, off the field he was as well. The one, the only, Deion Sanders.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Prime.
Deion Sanders. Now, he had 5 punt return touchdowns as a member of the Dallas Cowboys. He had a couple pick sixes. He had a fumble recovery for a touchdown, and he had a receiving touchdown whenever he was there. He was there from 1995 through 1999. Became an absolute problem. Massive piece of the documentary as well, especially with them trying to get back onto the mountaintop, bringing in Deion Sanders and him becoming prime time for Jerry Jones' Dallas Cowboys. Strictly players, so we didn't think about adding, Big Dom could have been selected, but he's not a player. Nick Sirianni, obviously he's active, so we wouldn't have been able to pick him, but we loved his coaching style. Andy Reid, not going to get picked. It's just strictly players only. And there was only one player that depicted its city and its team better than all of the others. And we searched and scoured every roster, every player since the beginning of these teams. Our favorite player in the history of the Cowboys and the Eagles organization. Drum roll, please. Pies on! Vince Papale.
Yeah. Wow,
Guy was a bartender.
What?
Guy was a bartender.
Yep.